Hey everyone, welcome to the third video and the final video in this mini-series getting started in shares. In the first video we talked about what shares are and why we buy them. In the second video we talked about planning and setting yourself up for success with some good habits. In this video we're talking about buying the first share. Buying shares can be very daunting. It can lead to anxiety. You can get super excited when something goes really well. But it's important to do your research, read things, and understand what you're getting yourself into before you actually hit apply or you hit buy or sell. Okay, the first two questions that I've got here are, do you like investing, or at least learning about investing? And do I have time? Do you have time to dedicate to understanding how things work? Surprisingly, most people that even invest don't understand how things work. So that's a funny thing, but at the end of the day, unless you have time to invest and you're willing to invest yourself into investing and learning about it, you might want to outsource the responsibility, and you might want to give a professional the chance to act on your behalf and to give you the guidance that's needed, particularly in the early days as you're learning the ropes. So one way you can do that is by seeing a financial planner. A financial planner is really good because they can sit down with you and talk about your individual needs, your goals. Maybe they could even take into account the debts that you have and the strategies and where you feel most comfortable growing your wealth. So they're really good and they can sit down with you and go over that, but it does cost you a fair bit of money and your time to go out and actually meet with them. The next thing is going to a fund manager. So you can go to someone that actually is a professional investor and you can go, here's my money, can you invest that for me? And then they take a fee, for investing that money. The next way is through superannuation. Most employees have their employer contribute money to their super fund, and inside the super fund you can find all of your investments by logging into your account and all that. You could add extra money to your super fund and you could choose to invest that way. Obviously there are certain rules that go with that, so it's important to be mindful and to read and to understand what you're doing there. Finally, and this is the way that I go about it, and millions of other people do choose to go this way, is investing individually. So what I mean is opening an account in your own name and then investing on your own behalf. That might sound pretty daunting, and it is, but the best way to do that is to make sure you're reading, make sure you're listening, make sure you're watching what other professionals do and what other people do. Remember to go back to the second video of this series where we talked about having perhaps a money buddy and pairing up with someone who is like-minded and wants to learn to invest as well, and going about it in a way that is positive and also conservative and prudent. So you can invest individually, and why would you want to do that? Well, I suppose most people don't trust other people with their money. Most people enjoy investing once they get the hang of it, so they choose to do it themselves. The way you do it is you set up an online brokering account. So you can Google Share Broking Account Australia, and you'll come up with a whole list of names. You should probably compare 2 or 3 side by side, look at the fees for extras, look at the fee per trade. Remember from the first video I explained how you may have a brokerage fee, which is the fee to buy and to sell. That's taken out of the amount of money that you use to buy and sell shares each time. So you want it at the smallest fee possible, and you want to decide if the extras, so the features that come with the share broking account, are important to you. For someone like me, they're not. I just go with the no frills package, the cheapest one I can find normally that's also safe. So once you've found one that you like, you can apply. Typically you can do this online, provide some ID, link to a bank account, or open a bank account that they suggest. But always with these things, read the terms and conditions. Your investing account could hold a lot of money in it, even if not today, maybe in the future. So it's important to read those terms and conditions to actually understand what you're signing up for, because it's not going to be a little mistake. Chances are it's going to be quite a big mistake. So just read the terms and conditions, make sure you understand it and you're comfortable with it. The next step is funding the account. So you can transfer money in, typically via direct deposit, BPay, that type of thing. It may take a few days for the first transaction to go through, but once it's in there, then you can buy and sell. A share broking account is kind of like eBay meets your web banker. You can combine the two, you put money into it, and then you can look for the shares that you want to buy or sell, and then you can click buy or you can click sell, and you can submit your order and hopefully have your order filled. We have loads more videos on each of these topics on the Rask Finance website, so go there to check out individually those videos and tutorials that you need more information on. One final thing here about investing individually is that you can still get professional guidance on investing individually. So people like myself or other people in the industry do provide their research for people to invest. And then you can, say, for example, receive my research or receive someone else's research and then go and act on that information in your own account. And that's a good way to understand how investing works and the rationale behind it. Obviously, you can Google around and find some good online investment research, and should be on your way pretty quickly. But that's the final video for this mini-series. If you have any questions or there's things in your mind, there's questions in your head that are bobbling around that you just want the answer to, head to the Rask Finance website where you'll find loads more videos like this. And if there's not an answer to your question, be sure to reach out to us on the contact page. I'm Owen Raskovich from Rask Finance. Cheers to our financial futures, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.